Welcome back to Behind the Horror. This is episode 21, Gorod Krovi, Ghosts of Stalingrad. Now I know that this is like incredibly behind. We've already done, we already got a new Call of Duty out, and I still haven't done Behind the Horror for Gorod Krovi or Revelations. In fact, I haven't even done a storyline video for Revelations, and things are moving so quick, and I just lost focus. But we're back, and I'm making an episode here on Gorod Krovi, and as I was doing research for this episode, I was actually surprised because this is based on an actual battle, which is the Battle of Stalingrad, and it's believed to be one of the bloodiest battles in the history of just the human race. And then on top of that, this also is one that has a lot of haunting and possession and stuff like that, and it's just overall creepy. And this is what this whole series is about. It's about exploring the inspirations behind maps, behind games, the creepy stuff, urban legends, and I love this series. I'm sorry that it took me so long to make this video, but let's go ahead and jump into it. If you guys enjoy the video, make sure you guys drop a like and a favorite on the video. It does help out, it is appreciated. And if you are new, if you want to see even more videos like these in the future, I'm going to have a ton more of these coming, so make sure you guys subscribe and you turn on notifications by clicking the little bell icon. And I'm actually thinking about expanding this into other games as well once I'm completely done with Revelation. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the Battle of Stalingrad. Now, the Battle of Stalingrad actually took place from July 17th, 1942 until February 2nd, 1943. So this was a very long war, and it was actually successful for the Soviets in that they were able to defend the city of Stalingrad, which is now called Volgograd, which is in the USSR during World War II. Russians considered it to be the greatest battle of their Great Patriotic War, and most historians also consider it to be the greatest battle of the entire conflict. It stopped the German advance into Soviet Union, and it marked a turning point in the tide of war in favor of the Allies. The Battle of Stalingrad was one of the bloodiest battles in history, with combined military and civilian casualties of nearly 2 million. Now, I do want to mention that Gorod Krovi very heavily takes its inspiration because it does take place on Stalingrad, and even though we've got dragons and we've got giant robots, this also is a force or a war between the Soviets, which is the dragon side, and the whole city, and then we also do have the gigantic robots in the background that we saw, which are German. These are Germans, so this is actually based on an actual war, which was actually between the Soviet Union and the Nazis. So this is very cool. Now, in the Battle of Stalingrad, the Soviet forces surrounded and crushed an entire German army under General Friedrich Paulus, emulating Hannibal's encirclement and destruction of a Roman Empire in 216 BC. For both sides, Stalingrad became a desperate ordeal of rodent-like scurrying from hole to hole. So this is why right at the beginning of Gorod Krovi, we have like that little area, the trenches. This was very similar to that. There was a lot of trenches and running around, and because of this, the war was actually called the Rat War, or Rattenkrieg. This monumental battle is justly considered a turning point in the War of the Eastern Front and one of the most crucial engagements of World War II. The invading Germans saw the conquest of Stalingrad as an essential to the campaign in southern Russia. The Russians were determined to defend the city as a vital industrial and transportation center, and this is actually really cool because this city was an industrial area, was a transportation area, and we can see that in Gorod Krovi we also have the same thing. We have like a factory type area, we have a lot of different commercial areas as well, so it is loosely based on this as well, the actual setting itself, because we do have an industrial area and we also do have the transportation area, in which this case we'll actually call the Dragons. In the subsequent days of the battle, the invaders fought their way into Stalingrad against fierce resistance. This was urban street fighting of the most bitter sort, occasioning tremendous losses on both sides. The blasted ruins of houses and factories began to stink of hot winds carried by the smell of decaying corpses into every nook and cranny. By late September, the Germans could raise the swastika flag over the Unenberg department store in the center of town. This is actually a reference to that big department store we have right at the beginning of Gorod Krovi. So we have the outer trenches where we start, and then as you make your way into that first building, it's actually a department store. So this is the big department store. Essentially, it was based off that same department store where this flag was raised that was signaling the Nazis saying, hey, we're taking over. In mid-November, as the Stalin invaders are running short on men and the munition, the Soviets launched their counteroffensive to try and encircle the enemy. At this point, the Germans could probably have fought their way out, but Hitler would not allow them. They were ordered to hold their ground at all costs. They were promised resupplies, but they were unable to do so. As winter set in, the Field Marshal mounted a rescue mission, but it was halted short of its goal, and the freezing and starving Germans in Stalingrad were forbidden to try to reach their would-be rescuers. On February 2nd, 1943, General Palau surrendered what remained of his army, some 91,000 men. About 150,000 Germans had died in the fighting. Fast forward to today, and the city was rebuilt and renamed Volgograd, and although it may have been rebuilt after 1945, is still haunted by the ghosts of World War II's watershed battle with Nazi Germany. The whole city is a memorial, and there are still even more bodies being found and uncovered of just this gigantic 200-day clash. It claimed the lives of more than 1 million Soviet soldiers and around 800,000 Germans, Romanians, and Italian Axis troops, and around 500,000 civilians in Stalingrad and the surrounding area. Many of those who died still lie on the ground at the exact place where they were slain during combat that raged from August 1942 to February 1943. So that's a little bit about the Battle of Stalingrad, the ghosts of Stalingrad, and just the history and immense meaning behind this battle. This was a bloodshed. There was incredible losses on both sides, and it proved as a turning point for the Allies and what helped the Allies win World War II. So I was actually kind of shocked going through this research because I didn't know this. I thought that it was just something based in the story, but there was an actual war, there was an actual battle, and this map took a heavy amount of inspiration from that, and it's really, really, really cool. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Behind the Horror. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like and a favorite on the video. It is appreciated. And if you are new, if you want to see more videos like these, I'm going to have a ton more coming. So make sure you guys subscribe and you turn on notifications by clicking the little bell icon so you don't miss a single video. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. It's the best place to talk, honestly. And also check out my gaming channel, link down below. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.